Hello everybody, Interi back again with another video. Oh my dear God, what a match, what a escape win from Roger Federer, from this guy, from this journeyman tennis Sandgren. You have to be impressed by this maestro, this superstar, this legend, this icon, this machine who has won 20 Grand Slam titles, who has won over 1,000 matches in his career, who has won 103 titles overall, who is 38 years old. He is one of the oldest guys left on the tour, and he's coming back from the death, almost from the death, saving 7 match points, I believe, if I'm counting right, and 2 of them in tennis Sandgren serve. And Roger was not 100% healthy in this match, especially after the first set. The first set looked supreme. Roger was cruising, won that 6-3 with 1 break. And then tennis Sandgren come back, won the second and the third set 6-2. 6-2 with 2 breaks each in both sets, 4 breaks all in those 2 sets. And then Roger miraculously won that 4th set 7-6, 8-10 in that tiebreak, and saved 7 match points. I feel sorry for tennis Sandgren. I'm not a fan of tennis Sandgren. I'm a fan of Roger Federer, but I'm a fan of humanity. I love human beings, and tennis Sandgren will never forgive this match. In his entire life, this could be his match of his life, and this was his match of his life, tennis Sandgren. He did a great match. Federer was not 100% healthy. We know that. He had medical timeout. The doctor was in, everything like that. But tennis Sandgren, nothing to take away from tennis Sandgren. He did a great match. He fired 73 winners, 53 unforced errors. Tennis Sandgren does 20 more winners than unforced errors. He fired 27 aces and won 79 of his first serves. 79% of his first serves, I believe. He landed 65% of first serves, tennis Sandgren, and won 79, but he won only 45% behind his second serves, and that's the department where Federer was better. Probably the only department. Federer won 53% of his second serves, and tennis Sandgren won 45%. Federer won 71% of his first serves, little too low for Federer, and Federer did 56 unforced errors and 44 winners, Federer. So Federer does 12 more unforced errors than winners. Federer fires only 5 aces, but that has to be with his health, because this is not normal for Federer to fire only 5 aces in 5 sets match. I've never seen Federer to fire 5 aces in a 5-set match. He did 5 aces against Fusovic as well in the last round, but it was 4 sets that match. This is 5 sets, and Federer only fires 5 aces. That has to do with Federer's health or back or whatever Federer has had trouble with. But Federer won the most important points. That's why he won this match. We all know tennis is a very unique sport. Tennis is not like other sports, where all the other sports, what I know, if you win more points, if you score more goals, if you are faster, you will be the winner. But tennis not. Just ask Federer. Federer has lost many matches during his career where he has won more points, but he have not won the most important points. The Wimbledon final last year against Djokovic is a classic one, where Federer won 14 more points than Novak, but lost a match, and we all know why, because he didn't won the most important points. And in this match, tennis Sandgren won actually 1 more point than Federer. Tennis Sandgren won 161 points, and Federer won 160 points, but Federer was the winner. We all know why, because Federer won the most important points. How many lives does Federer have in this tournament, for God's sakes? Is he a cat? Is he having 7 lives? Because we all know that people used to say that cats have 7 lives. He was almost out against Millman in the 3rd round. He was 2 points away from losing from Millman. Came back from the death in that super tiebreak in the 5th set. 4-8 down and won 6 straight points to win the match 8-10 in that 5th set super tiebreak against Millman. And in this one, he was even worse in trouble. He was down 7 match points, and tennis Sandgren was the better player throughout the match, in my opinion. But again, tennis, this beautiful, unique sport like tennis, is such a special sport. You have to win the most important points, and tennis, Sandgren didn't do that, unfortunately for him. I feel sorry for the guy. I really feel sorry for him. He deserved to win this match. Federer deserved it to win as well, but probably not as much like tennis Sandgren deserved it, because he was the better player throughout the match. But he just couldn't convert those 7 match points, and 2 of them, I believe, was in his own serve. Federer just came up with the goods in those deadly important moments. And now Federer is through to the semifinals. Federer will of course not win this tournament. He will not, and if he's not healthy 100% he isn't, like we all saw in this match today, how on earth will he survive the semifinal against Novak or against Milos Raonic? Most likely against Novak Djokovic, who is the defending champion, who is the Australian Open king with 7 titles. Federer needs to be firing in all his cylinders in that semifinal to survive that, and I don't think he will do that no matter who he faces. Actually, he will not defeat Djokovic, and I don't think he will defeat Milos Raonic either, to be quite honest, because Federer needs to be healthy, that's for sure. But congratulations to Federer for this marvelous performance to come through. What a warrior Federer is. We speak about Nadal and Djokovic, they are the 2 greatest warriors of all time. But Federer is not a bad warrior either. My God, Federer, he converted 2 out of 13 breakpoints opportunities. He braked only 2 times. Tennis Sandgren 1 time in the first set and 1 time in the last set, and that was the only times Federer converted. So the Federer is still poor in the breakpoints conversion, like we mostly times is, unfortunately. But Tennis Sandgren, he converted 4 times out of 10 breakpoints opportunities. So Tennis Sandgren was not marvelous in that stat either. All in all, what a match this was. What a match this was. Federer is living on the edge. He should have been out in the 3rd round, escaped that one. He should have been out in this quarterfinals. He escaped this one as well. And who will finish him off? I think it will be Djokovic in the semifinal. Millman couldn't finish him off in the 3rd round. Tennis Sandgren couldn't finish him off in the quarterfinal, despite that he had 7 match points. Who will finish him off? I think it will be Djokovic in the semifinal, because I just can't imagine Federer winning this title, guys. I just can't do. He's too inconsistent. I have said it the entire tournament. Federer will go to the semifinals and he will lose that one, and I think it will be against Djokovic, because Federer, all the credit to Federer. The guy is 38 years old and his fighting spirit is just out of this world. He doesn't get enough credit with his fighting spirit, but what a warrior. What a warrior this guy is. You cannot just we cannot close our eyes for his marvelous warrior achievement. What achievement this was. I am so murderously impressed. I'm not impressed from Federer's level, because his level was up and down, but I am impressed from his marvelous warrior's attitude to never give up, to his out of this world will to not give up and to try to win the match. He knows that he will not win this tournament. We know that he will not win this tournament, but he wants to win. He wants to at least go to that semifinal and play another match, to give it a go, to try to defeat Djokovic or Raonic. Most likely Djokovic. I don't think he will defeat Djokovic. It is too big of a task to ask from Federer in this late of his career, but at least we got a match to remember. I feel sorry for Tennis Sandgren, I really do. He will never forget this match, but I say big congratulations to Roger Federer for coming through this epic thriller. So this is it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care and bye bye.